Okay, are we live? It looks like we're live. All right, just 1 second, everyone. Let me just make sure that we're live on all our channels. Okay, I think we're good. I see we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, and we have 170 people join. 200. That's awesome. Okay, so to start the call, this is our community call. I think the last one we had was in December, so it's nice to have it every once in a while. We decided to have this call with the foundation because it's a very big month. We have like 3 main topics that we want to discuss and have updates with the community. As everyone knows, there's a Astar zkEVM that's planned for this quarter. The biggest thing today, Sofiya is going to be talking about that today, is dApp staking v3. And I think if you go on the portal right now, you can see that we're transitioning over. So that's really exciting. It's kind of the next stage of dApp staking, something that we've had for over 2 years. So we're making the next big step there. And then we'll talk about Yoki origins. And during the call, we'll have a chance for you to, again, sign up for the first edition capsules. And that'll basically give you a head start with Yoki origins so you can start collecting the Yoki creatures and be the first to try the game. And we want to open that up to the community first. It'll be open up to everyone. But please sign up for that. That way you can try it first. What I do want to say is if you have questions, please post them on the YouTube channel. I have the QA or the QR code just at the top of the screen here. So you can use that to follow to the YouTube channel. Post your questions there, and periodically throughout the call, we'll answer them. If we don't get to it and the call goes too long, that's okay. We'll answer it in the chat later. So let me see here. Questions. I shared the channel. So the main agenda, we'll just go over the agenda so that we all know what we'll be covering. The first bit is we'll introduce an update for Astar zkEVM. Maarten will do this, head of the foundation. We've been working hand in hand with Polygon to make sure that we can execute this as soon as possible. And we want to bring all the technology that Polygon has with Polygon CDK to the Astar community first, like the first CDK chain, and take advantage of like really cool technology that we've been sharing, ag layer, a lot of cool things. Maarten will present this. The second bit, which will be probably the most important thing immediately, is dApp staking v3 and how that's creating a more vibrant staking community and rewarding a more active staking community. Still has the same ethos of supporting our builders, but we'll introduce this together. So Sofiya will lead that conversation. And then finally, the really fun bit will be Yoki origins. So we'll introduce this concept to everyone. You'll get a sneak peek into some of the new creatures. So Astar community will be the first to see this and how it fits into Japanese lore, the culture, and how this will be like the first way or first time that you can interact with Ethereum on Astar in a very fun and interactive way. So let me present my screen here. I'm going to hide some of you. And we'll go here. Maarten, I'm just going to disappear for a bit, and then I'll let you take the screen, but I'll control the slides.
Okay, cool. Let me then start my part. Let me know if you can hear me well, Jared.
Yeah, I can hear you well. If I have any problems, I'll pop in and let you know.
Okay, cool. So I will be covering the first part of this community call. So first of all, let me start by introducing myself. My name is Maarten. I'm the head of Astar Foundation. Been working with Astar for more than 3.5 years now. I'm excited to go into this next chapter with Astar zkEVM. I will talk now mainly about Astar zkEVM. I will talk a little bit later on regarding the Polkadot site as well. just to give you like the full overview about our tech stack. But let me first do everything related to Astar zkEVM. The first part that on this slide are more general information. I will not talk too much about this. It's more about the fact that Astar zkEVM will be launching the layer 2 on Ethereum, where we will be using the Polygon CDK tech stack to build out our layer 2. On the next slide, I will explain more regarding the tech stack itself, regarding Polygon CDK. So Astar zkEVM will be using the Polygon CDK tech stack. The CDK, the Chain Development Kit, is built to enhance or to create layer 2s on top of Ethereum. We are building this together with Polygon, or we are launching our layer 2 with Polygon Labs. This because we have a strong relationship between the Polygon Labs team as well as the Astar Foundation, where we really want to enhance the L2 ecosystem, and we also want to make sure that our demand that we have from the enterprises and the builders are met as well with the tech stack that we are building out. So Astar zkEVM will be the first mainnet that will be rolled out with the CDK tech stack. Currently, there are already some mainnets deployed that are using the Polygon Lab CDK or the Polygon CDK tech stack, or we will be the first one that will be connected to the Polygon 2.0 vision. With the Polygon 2.0 vision is where all the layer 2s who are using the Polygon CDK stack will be added into an aggregator layer. And the aggregator layer is like a layer where all the L2s will be connected to each other, where all the liquidity is shared, and where there is like a seamless interaction between all the layer 2s that will be developed with the CDK version. So the advantage of the aggregator layer is that all the L2s will be maintaining their full sovereignty, means that we will have the full control of our L2, but we are working very closely with all the other L2s connecting to the CDK. This means that all the liquidity will be shared. There will be one bridge going into the CDK environment. For the dApp developers out there, you can easily create a dApp where a user who is connected to another L2 can use your dApp as well, very seamlessly without changing wallets or without changing a lot of things. Everything will be connected in this aggregated layer of Polygon. So where is Astar today with the launch of Astar zkEVM? We are very close with the launch of our mainnet. What is the current blocker for our mainnet at this moment to be launched? It's mainly to be fully ready with the development as well from the Polygon Labs at this stage. So currently we are in the final testing phase of this aggregation layer. We are in the final testing stage of the unified LXLY bridge. The moment all this testing that is now being done is concluded, we will launch our internal mainnet. Our internal mainnet will be launched in the next couple of days, or next week to be more precise. Why is this so important to launch first our internal mainnet? This is to onboard all the partners that we want to be included into our tech stack. Why is this needed? Because we need to have certain oracles in place, indexes in place, on-ramps, NFT marketplaces, and so on, to make sure the moment we launch publicly with our L2, everything will be ready for our builders. Not only for our builders, but also for the first users who will be checking out our layer 2. If you go to the next slide, this will talk a little bit more regarding the overall tech stack of Astar ecosystem. As you can see, or some of you may already know, is that we are already an established project on the Polkadot ecosystem, where we have our parachain launched. This parachain has multiple virtual machines environments available, where builders already today, or have been able to do for the last couple of years, to build a dApp in our EVM environment, as well build a dApp in our WASM or WASP-based environment. So offering a place with multi-virtual machines offers possibilities for developers to choose which kind of language they want to use to build out their decentralized application. This is our current Polkadot framework. Besides this, we will add another framework. This will be the Astar zkEVM, where we will be launching together with the Polygon CDK stack, launching our L2 on Ethereum. In this diagram, you see there is the zk wallet set in place, but this is currently changed into the zkValidium wallet. Why is the wallet being replaced by the Validium? Is because we want to create a more enhanced environment for our builders together with the Polygon 2.0 vision. The zk wallet was very aligned with the Ethereum L2 communities. The Validium itself will offer more modular framework than the zk wallet. In this sense, is that with the Validium, we can add extra DA layer. This can be Celestia, this can be Eigen DA, this can be Avail, this can be the Near DA, and so on. So the Validium will offer more a more modular framework than the wallet itself. So with the Validium that is coming very soon for our mainnet, we will have much more opportunities in the longer term to add extra modular partners attached to this. If we go to the next slide, Kurt, you will have an overview about where Astar is now and where Astar is going to. With the where Astar is now, you will see that this is our L1 on Polkadot, where you can see all the unique features that we have enabled there with the XCM, the cross virtual machine, as well with the cross chain messaging, dApp staking that we will talk about later as well, and the Ink smart contracts. On our L2, we will have the unique features of the L2 market, the zk narrative, and here is where we act on the builder's demands. Why is this builder's demand such an important part of this unique features? Is that we have been working very closely with Japanese enterprises, Japanese companies, and Japanese brands to enable Web3 for their products. When we were talking with them and giving them advisory, they also told us that they are looking for bigger communities. They are looking for tier one infrastructure partners and so on and so on. And to act on this, we had to go into the Ethereum community because that's where the most mature infrastructure applications are. That's where the more mature, already available decentralized applications are, and the more mature communities are. So by acting on the demand that we got from those enterprises and builders, this is where we decided to go with the layer 2, the Astar zkEVM. As you can see, is that we will make sure that our L1 on Polkadot as well with our L2 on Ethereum is fully interruptible. This means that not only the interoperability will be between smart contracts, where one dApp who is deployed on our L1 can interact with a dApp on our L2, but also for the assets as well. This will make sure that the assets that we will bring from our L1 to L2 will also be fully available. This means that the Astar token will be as well having this unique value and utility on our L1, but will also have utility on our L2. By doing so, we not only increase the value of our Astar token, but we also increase the utility of this Astar token, and giving it a chance to be more in the hands of the retail investors by giving them more opportunities with this token. We also make sure that we will have other assets available through our L2 because we have been very supportive for the Polkadot community for many years and still are going to be fully supported for the Polkadot community for the next couple of years. We also created this complete bridge for the DOT liquidity. This means that we will make sure that the DOT asset itself will also be available on the L2 that we are building out. And with the connection of the aggregator layer of Polygon, this means that DOT will also have or also will be available on all the other L2s that will be deployed on Polygon. This means Polygon zkEVM itself. This will be the OKX chain X1 and all the others who also committed to the Polygon CDK stack. So by making this bridge between our L2 with Polygon on Ethereum, this means that we will also bring the liquidity of Astar and DOT to all the L2s available in this aggregation layer. And this can create as well extra value for those who are holding DOT as well. But our main focus is the value of the Astar token. And of course, we will do everything in our power to bring as much value as possible to this asset. If you go to the other slide, you will see more regarding the ecosystem growth that we are focusing on. So as you know, Astar itself is a brand on its own. We are working with Polygon, doing this by using the L2 on Ethereum. We are working with partners, as mentioned here. One of our major partners that we are working for L2 is Gelato. Gelato is our wallet as a service provider. They are one of our strong partners to build out our L2, not only to build out the infrastructure, but also to offer all their services as well. This means their Web3 services, this means their account abstraction, and their VPRF. All those um, big services that already a lot of developers are using from Gelato will also be available on our L2. Layer 0 will be our main partner for the bridge between our L1 and L2. And then we have other partners like QuickSwap, who will be one of our main DEXs, who will be ready on our L2 as well with NFT marketplace as Wearable and View. At the same time, we are also talking with other DeFi protocols who are very familiar in the space to also be ready the moment our mainnet is launched. Other partners, including here, are the Graph. The Graph will offer their indexing services the moment we launch. Alchemy will come later in play for their API services as well. And then other partners who you most likely are aware of, being Biconomy and Web3 Auth for the account abstraction as well. On the next slide, you will see the strengths that we will have. One is being a high performance chain. This is that we will have multiple environments where builders can build. This is that we will offer a different kind of environment that will really connect with the use case of the builder. If a builder really wants to build something with, let's say, interaction with the Ethereum community, they most likely will build our L2. If people are looking for using the unique features that Polkadot has with their XCM and with their shared security and with their scalability as well, they can build in our environments on our L1 on Polkadot. So we are offering different kinds of opportunities for different kind of builders for different kind of use cases. So if there's any builder who has a use case in mind and they're really not sure where to build, we are more than happy to offer them advice and offer them advisory which environment is the best to launch your application as well. Seamless user experience. This is something that we take very highly in our mission, is that we really want to bring the Web3 technology to the masses. We always say, let's bring them to the billions, but I always rephrase the sentence in let's first bring them to the millions. And with the millions, I mean, let's bring them to the people who are not yet in Web3. And by doing so, we are working with like companies and enterprises who already have like an established user base. And by giving the partners like the right advisory and the right tools to integrate Web3 seamlessly for the already existing user base, can make this transition from those Web2 to Web3 much more easier and much more beneficial for the entire adoption that we all want to achieve with blockchain. And finally, one of our strengths is, of course, a presence in Japan. We have as well Japan Lab, who is a consortium of over 100 companies where we are working very closely with by offering them Web3 services, but also offering them the advisory. We are very heavily supported by the government. What does this mean is that we have been working with the government for a couple of years, and one of the main pioneers in this is our founder, Sota Watanabe, who is also being one of the advisories for the Web3 strategy for Japan itself, where we are building up or helping the regulation regarding the crypto itself in Japan and making it more open for everybody to access this kind of new markets. And also with 70% of the market share is that Astar is one of the leading public blockchains. When I say public, is that everybody is able to build on top of us. We do not have any censorship available, so everybody is available to do so. And together with Polygon Labs, who also has like a share in Japan, we are combining our forces to really try to be the frontiers in the Japan Web3 environment. Together as well, working with companies like Sony, Toyota, Docomo, as well as other major cities inside of the Japan geographical area, being Shibuya City, as well as others cities who we are working very closely. You can find more on our website, Astar Network, where all those cities are mentioned, as well as all those partners in this Japan Labs consortium, where you can always check them out and see if there's maybe somebody there that you feel benefit as well to work with. And we are more than happy to help you with this connection as well. So this is more related to the Astar strengths and more related to the road to the Astar zkEVM. I'm very aware that there are still a lot of questions related to this strategy. So you can see that there is like a QR code that you can scan for any questions. So feel free to ask them during this session, and I'm more than happy to share more regarding or to answer your question in a deep dive session if you wish as well. So feel free to move to the next slide, Jared. And if there's already something that you or questions that you have prepared, I'm more than happy to answer them already.
Yeah, let me see. I did grab some from the community beforehand, and there was a couple in the chat. So let's grab a few of them. Okay, here's one from Max ETH that just came in. Let's start with that. I'll read it out loud. What is the strategy regarding expansion outside of Japan and even outside of Asia?
Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you, Max. So currently we are building our product from out of Japan, meaning that we want to leverage what we are doing in Japan for the other markets as well. One of the markets that we are currently focusing on is South Korea, where we have an offline team available there on the ground who's working with the enterprises there, as well with the already existing Web3 communities and Web3 builders. So currently we have been expanding or focusing a lot on the South Korea because we see this as one of the a huge beneficial market for Web3 in general. And this is also the place where we can really showcase as well the proof of concept that we built out with Japanese companies to test them or to showcase them to those South Korean companies to see this is what they have been doing, this is what's their success factors, this is where they really shined with their technology by adopting Web3 and selling this to the South Korean market as well. So they can also see those use cases because when we are talking with a lot of project, and when I say project, for instance, gaming studios, all gaming studios, they are waiting for this one proof of concept that really showcase the value of Web3. This is something that we are now doing in Japan because we have a good position there to do so. So building out this proof of concept, showing that to other companies outside of Japan to see how it can really benefit their current business strategy, can really help grow Astar in general and try to be able to move as well to other markets. Outside of Asia, this is our long-term strategy. I think it's just one of the mistakes that we made in the very early stages of Astar Network, where we are trying to be from day one a global company, where we will be like want to be there for the global audience. But then we saw that we really had to fight against all those major ones like Ethereum or Polygon itself or other bigger ecosystems. But focusing on a smaller niche market where we can really be frontiers, this will open up the gates or open up more value for us for the outside of Japan. And this is what we are doing. So starting small and then starting to expand as well. And this will be expanding to the Southeast Asia market, expanding more to Europe, expanding more to the US. This is our plan for the long term. But of course, everybody knows this is not possible from day one, of course.
Yeah, thanks. And just something I would add to this as well. Just when we're talking to different teams, for example, a lot of the larger Japanese organizations are looking to get into Web3. A lot of them are in Japan, but they actually have a huge global presence. So by focusing in this area with business, we're actually impacting globally. But we we can work very efficiently and closely with global teams in Japan. So it's kind of like the flip side. We are moving globally by focusing on this. And thanks, Max, for that. Oh, this is a good one. Thanks, Rams. Good time to say in the middle of the call, don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you like this format. That's really good for us. So like and subscribe now, and that'll help more people see this, and then we can do more of these calls. And DeFi guy, thanks for this one. So this is more of a technical question. And the question is it possible to use Validium on Astar zkEVM? Also, if there is a roadmap to use a Astar token as gas fees on layer 2.
Okay. It's a good question. So first part, is it possible to use Validium as zkEVM? As a zkEVM will be using the tech stack of the Validium. So in this sense, yes. In the roadmap to use Astar as gas fee on L2, me as head of the Astar Foundation, I have one major responsibility. This is to make sure that the Astar asset has the best value or has the most utility available for the users of our network as well. Will there be gas fee available on our L2 with Astar? It's possible through some services, but the main one will be ETH. Why is this so important for the L2 narrative that we have put out? This is more of the global presence of ETH or the availability of ETH to onboard masses as well to the Web3. You can see as well here in the below, if you want to know more information about the Astar token in the layer 2, feel free to check it out as well. But to answer the question, yes, it's possible. It will already be possible with certain services that will be available from day one. But then it's up to the developer to choose if they want to use Astar as a gas fee. If not, it will be standard ETH. At the same time, we are expanding the utility of Astar on our L2. More information will be coming out in the next couple of months because we are still closing out some of the deals and partners for this case. But the utility will be always on our focus to bring to our L2 environment.
All right, thanks, Sarah. And I'll throw this up here. We don't have to answer it because I think you've answered this as well. So this is just Richard 5. Are we planning a deflation policy? I did share that link that talks about the Astar token, the utility, and how it's used across the ecosystem. Something very important that I do want to stress again would be Astar is used in unique ways, like for dApp staking, which Sofiya from the Substrate team, she'll talk about. Also, it's used for our layer 1, EVM layer 1, and the WASM environment. And then this blog that I shared earlier, I'll put in the description of the video as well. That talks about how that's returning value and how that's used on the EVM layer 2. I did want to share that question that you asked, Richard. So thank you for that.
To add on this, there is a forum post available on our forum where one of the engineers who helped us build out the tokenomics 2.0, he created like a forum post about how the Astar token itself can be deflational. You can check it out. He created like a full technical overview about what's possible and when it's possible. So it's possible. But it also depends on a lot of factors in this sense. So the more usage there is on a network, the lower the inflation will be to even a possibility of being deflationary. But it's possible, but there is like no clear policy set to make this happen in the short term.
All right, thanks. That's like Web3. It's possible, but we're building towards it. So I'll put the forum post in the description as well. So if you want information, you can get more there. And also, if you want more one-on-one with the team, Discord is the spot. So make sure you join the Discord, and all the follows are on our socials. Okay, I think that's good for the questions. Thanks, Maarten.
Thank you.
Sofiya, want to do a mic check?
Hi,
Hey,
can you hear me well?
yeah, I can hear you. So
Nice.
I'll just
Thank-
do a quick intro. I'll let you do your intro. But I did want to. This is exciting because a new face to the team. This is Sofiya, specifically from the substrate side for Astar. So we have a substrate team, members that are focused on developing Polkadot substrate because that's very important for our layer one. But I'll hand the floor over to you, Sofiya. Just let me know when you need me to switch to the next slide.
Thanks, Jared. Here, I'm excited to introduce the big dApp staking update today, dApp staking v3, as we're getting very, very close to the launch. Currently, the transition is taking place on the portal, and it will be live in just a few hours. So please stay tuned. Please go through all the resources we provided already, and it's going to be great. Jared, next slide, please. I would want to start today with first talking about why dApp staking is so important to Astar. For quite some time now, dApp staking has been crucial for us to realize Astar's Web3 vision. The reasoning behind it is that it lays the foundation for the development of exceptional dApps on Astar, and it drives the accessibility of Web3 for all, which we aim for. Additionally, dApp staking is the mechanism that allows us to build a stronger relationship between developers, between stakers, and between the users of dApps, where everyone is rewarded and everyone is contributing to Astar growth. Next slide, please. Now I would like to make a quite short overview of the dApp staking v3, how this release will change, what is going to change, what's the new staking experience going to look like for stakers and developers. So the most important thing is that the core of the dApp staking mechanism will remain the same. For every block produced on the network, a segment of inflation is specifically allocated to dApp staking and then distributed as rewards to dApp developers and users who are staking on these dApps. At the same time, the goal of releasing dApp staking v3 was to bring several enhancements to the protocol to address the challenges and flaws in the protocol in the initial protocol design that we've seen over this time, to create a more vibrant staking community, and of course to aim for more fair rewards for all the projects, ensuring healthy competition, and of course for the stakers. Based on this, the core of these three changes are scalable and fair rewards. We aim to create a system that expands the number of supported dApp in dApp staking as the Astar's value increases. And at the same time, each dApp will have a maximum limit on the rewards it can earn, and we will also introduce a tier system. Secondly, the change is the better support, I would say, for newly launched dApps and those dApps who are entering the dApp staking later than all the others. So new dApps who are joining the protocol will not have to immediately compete with the most popular dApps who are in dApp staking for a month, a year or so. And for this purpose, the tier-based reward distribution system is introduced and will be launched today, and there will be 4 tiers of dApps. Please read more in the technical description in our documentation about the tier system, about each tier, all the parameters of the tiers, everything is explained in the docs. Thirdly, or fourthly already, we added rewards for active participation, and we want to make sure that our stakers are active. They are taking active part in the staking. They do not stake and forget. So such stakers will now receive greater rewards. Also, with dApp staking, we are introducing bonus rewards, which I will talk about in a bit. Next slide, please. So to ensure everything mentioned before, some new concepts are going to be introduced in dApp staking, and I just want to make sure we go through the most basic and important ones, while you can get acquainted with all the other new terminology in the 2 articles we have released in the last couple of weeks that are explaining everything in greater detail. So now there is a period in dApp staking, as you can see on the visual representation, and one period is just a lengthy time unit in dApp staking. For example, in Astar, it's going to be about 4 months, and it consists of 2 subperiods, which is a voting subperiod, which is going to be a little bit shorter, and the build and earn subperiod, which is going to last a little longer. Each period starts with the voting subperiod, or it can also be called a staking subperiod. So the most important thing here is to remember that when a new period starts, the voting subperiod starts, which means that all the stakes are reset to 0. You do not have to do anything manually. It is done automatically. But this is important to remember, because all the tokens you have been staking in the last period for 4 months, for example, are now reset to 0. However, these tokens are locked. So in order to make sure you are continuing to earn your rewards, you should check and revisit the portal at the end. Well, it's better in the beginning of each period, and restake. You can reevaluate your dApps you are staking on. You can change the dApps you are staking on. It's all up to you, but please do not forget to do it. And after the voting subperiod, build and earn subperiod follows. This is when stakers and dApps start earning basic rewards. And the most interesting part is, of course, bonus rewards. Generally, anyone can stake during either one of these subperiods. So you can stake either during voting or build and earn. However, if you stake during the voting subperiod and you do not lower the staked amount during the whole period, you are going to be eligible for the bonus rewards. This way, we are going to increase the activity of our stakers, and we want to ensure that our stakers are rewarded fairly. I think that's it from my side for now. To learn more about dApp staking, new terminology, all the technical aspects, please do refer to the latest dApp staking articles on our blog and the updated documentation in the Astar docs. We truly did our best to cover all the questions that the community had over the past weeks and all the details that are important. So we invite you to experience the new era of dApp staking very, very, very soon on Astar. Of course, the official announcement on Twitter will follow, and you will all know when the dApp staking is live. Now I will be happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thanks, Sofiya. So what, 4 months, that is a period. So it's like hockey. So 3 periods a year, 3 periods a game. Easy
Yeah,
to remember.
kinda.
I guess that's for anyone who knows anything about hockey. My Canadian friends. Okay, I'll put up some questions. We did get some before. I guess we've been talking a lot about dApp staking over the past few weeks.
That's
So I'll
true.
just share these. This is one here. Will dApp staking be cheaper?
In some way, and this is actually very interesting because reward claim fees are now going to be 80% cheaper in V3 than it used to be in V2. Yeah, which is great. It's a great achievement from the technical side. So I think based on this, you could tell the dApp staking is going to be cheaper.
Okay. That's always good, I guess. Have this one here. How much more rewards will I get, and how much will builders get?
Well, the amount of rewards the stakers, developers, and dev teams are entitled to in V3 depends, of course, on the staked amount, just as it was in V2. And for dev developers, it's also depending on the tier the dev is in. So again, to learn more about this, just please get familiar with the tier system and how it works. There will be the threshold for each tier, and it will all depend on the amount of staked tokens on each dApp. And based on this, the rewards will be distributed. The higher is the tier, the higher are the rewards.
Okay, I got you. So competing for different tiers, but it also protects some of the projects that may be in a lower tier, because there's a pool of rewards for like tier 2 that's separate than tier 1.
Yes, that's true. And to ensure fair competition.
Okay, thank you for that. And I think there's just one more. I think you answered it, but it is a concern in the community, so I think it's good to address it here. Will I lose my star tokens when dApp staking V3 voting starts?
Thank you for bringing this up. We've been getting this question a lot lately, and no, no tokens will be lost, and we can ensure that. And the reason is that users' staked amount will be unstaked automatically. This is going to be covered by us, so you do not have to do any other separate action for that. However, important is that these tokens will be locked. So when the dApp staking V3 is launched and the voting sub period starts, you can either restake them, or of course, you can feel free to unlock them. However, if you wish to continue getting your rewards, please make sure to go to the portal and restake them on one or many dApps.
Okay, thank you. And let's see. Again, I think we answered this, but again, it's good to answer this. It's, do locked tokens bring rewards?
Yeah, locked tokens do not bring any rewards unless these tokens are staked. And in the latest article on dApp staking, you can also find some so-called use cases, how to understand that your tokens are locked but not staked, which is not going to be too often.
All right, awesome. So really just stake when voting happens, and we'll definitely make this public when voting happens, and it's on the portal too. So as long as you're visiting the portal.
Yes, it's all on the portal. All the countdowns will be on the portal every time the new period starts, when the new sub period starts. We're going to be announcing all of it, of course. So it's all going to be transparent, and we will make sure you know when to stake, and you will not lose any rewards or any chances to earn this reward.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for presenting that. It's exciting, and it's nice that we have like a bonus feature. So if you're active, you get bonus rewards rather than stake and forget. So I'm excited for this. I have my star ready.
Me too. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Sofiya. I'll bring Tatsu up. Again, we have a QR code at the top left-hand corner. Follow that, and then it will help our channel. Just like and subscribe, because we'd like to do this more often with our community calls, and open it up to everyone. Tatsu,
Hello.
mic check.
Oh, good. Hear me well?
I can hear you. I like your background too. So
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Feel free to try to scan those QR codes. They let you have access to the testnet first edition campaign Jared was mentioning earlier, and also to our exclusive original mangas, cartoons that we're currently preparing for what I'm going to speak today, which is Yoki Origins. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Tatsu. Today, I am really, really excited and happy to be able to talk to you and introduce you more about what the team has been working on a lot lately, which is this campaign called Yoki Origins. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Next slide, please. Cool. So you may have seen the hashtag Yoki already on our social media, on different places, especially with the news related to the zkEVM mainnet launch. But yes, this is a launch campaign that we're currently preparing and organizing that we are going to launch right after the release of our Astar zkEVM mainnet. It is a celebratory campaign where we are celebrating the diversity of the Astar Network's ecosystem, Astar zkEVM ecosystem. There are going to be both NFTs, original and exclusive NFTs offered from us ourselves, Astar Network, and also by our partner projects. So you get access to both of them at the same time. Currently, we are talking and engaging with a lot of our partners, more than 40 enterprises, creators, and Web3 native projects builders have decided to join to our campaign in one way or the other, which is super exciting, and we are really excited to give you more updates for the coming weeks until our actual official launch. And what you can get is this, essentially, as I just mentioned, there are going to be exclusive NFTs prepared by us. And there are our original characters called Yokis. That's why it's called Yoki Origins. And there are also various NFTs prepared by the 40 project partners that I just mentioned above. And by being able to collect those NFTs, you'll be able to also grow our own characters. And that is going to add an exciting gaming experience to this whole campaign. Next slide, please. So what really is Yoki, right? Like, where does Yoki come from? Well, Yoki is actually inspired by this supernatural beings or existence called yokais from Japan. There's the concept or the idea of the yokais is something so natural and well sort of like spreaded among the Japanese history and the culture. And this is where we took the inspiration for our own characters. So the characters you're seeing right now, the more on the left side is more of those like traditional touch, while on the right side you can see more of those like anime version. We're preparing various creatives. Point being that we're working with Japanese creators also to prepare those characters. So we cannot wait to show you guys what they actually look like throughout the campaign. But those Yokis are the ones essentially like the main character for our launch campaign, and you'll be able to basically receive or like obtain them, and you'll also be able to grow them. That's like the whole origins aspect of our campaign. Let's go to the next slide. Cool. So another big inspiration we had from the Japanese culture, or like the modern Japanese days, I would say, is the idea or the existence of those capsule machines. So I don't know, perhaps some of you have already visited Japan before, but when you come to Japan and when you visit some of the shopping malls, some of the arcades, you often find those capsule machines where you're able to get those capsules, and inside the capsule are those rewards that you don't know what's going to come out. And this is basically what we're also featuring on our website. So we are calling our capsule machines our own Gilports, and Gilports are essentially where those different NFTs are coming out, including our own ones, but also our partner projects NFTs also. And by being able to collect them from different designs that I have shown you, we have shown you here, we're actually having more designs. There are going to be different NFTs that you can collect, acquire, and they have different benefits, and they're coming from different Yoports from each project that is participating in our campaign. Cool. Next slide. Cool. And I also want to talk to you a bit more about, okay, so Yokis, like how can we get them? And I just told you guys that we can grow them, but how does this happen especially? So the characters Yokis, they all start from our own special Astar Yoki Yoports. There are different kinds of Yoports, as I said. Some of them are managed or owned by our partner projects. Some of them are owned by us, Astar, and those are coming from the ones that we're managing. So first, when you basically play our Astar Yoki Yoport, what is going to come out is actually this one capsule. And you get this capsule, and the first step in this whole campaign is for you to be able to open the capsule, because there are actually many different types of Yokis that we're preparing. So you have to actually collect our in-game NFT called OMA, and by being able to hold a certain number of OMA, you'll be able to open this capsule. And once you open the capsule, you're like, oh, okay, now I have this type of Yoki. And that's the first step, essentially. But then it doesn't really end here, because there's actually also like another added level to it. So what is going to happen is the concept of fusing Yokis. So you will be tasked or asked to basically collect the same type of Yoki, but multiple of them. And after preparing multiple of them, what you'll be able to do is you're essentially going to be able to upgrade your base Yoki. This is like the level 1 that I'm talking about, to the next level Yoki, the upgraded Yoki. And actually for this upgraded Yokis, we're also preparing a lot of different versions, and there are different sort of chances and possibilities where you're getting different upgraded versions of Yoki. And there are going to be a lot of sort of challenges, but also, you know, exciting aspects for you as a user to be able to obtain those different types of Yokis. And this is the journey that we're trying to provide. And also another thing that's worth mentioning here is the existence of OMA, as I just introduced. Again, OMA is something that is crucial in our campaign. By being able to collect and own enough amount of OMA is how you're able to first open the capsule. And when you fuse those Yokis, you'll also have to spend some OMA in order to be able to upgrade it to the new Yoki that is shown on the right side of the screen. So how do we really get OMAs, right? Well, there are actually a lot of different ways that you can collect this. There are going to be ways where you're going to be able to collect those OMA together with other partner NFTs or partner projects. So when you're playing with other machines, other Yoports, is also how you're able to get those OMA. There's also ways for you to be able to join our campaign and actively participate on our campaign on a daily basis, and that's how you'll be able to get the OMA rewards. So by being able to collect enough amount of OMA is how you'll be able to basically do those actions involving growing Yokis, which we hope to be very exciting for you. Next slide, please. Cool. The last image that I'm showing here is actually called the Fusion Spring. This is where the idea of growing Yoki, so opening the capsule itself and the Yoki, base Yoki coming out, and also being able to fuse those Yokis take place. Not to mention that basically those websites is entirely created on our own as well. So this is, again, I also want to talk a bit more about the timeline. So towards late February, end of the month, we're going to have more contents that explain the details of how you can actually join and participate in our campaign. And we're going to start from there. We're going to try to do this step by step so that it is very easy for all of you to be able to join our campaign smoothly. And after the official launch of the campaign, which we also hope to take place right after the launch of our mainnet, you'll start seeing a lot of those partner Yoports that I've been talking about. So there are going to be more and more partner projects added almost on a very frequent basis. And we're actually going to soon start making announcements about what kind of partners are joining. So I hope you can stay tuned for this. Also, for the manga series that we're currently releasing and the first edition capsule that we're also working on, there are going to be a lot of contents that are going to be available on social media related to Yoki Origins. So I hope you can stay tuned. And we're trying our best to make it fun and exciting for you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys can stay tuned. So that's pretty much it. If you go to the next slide, I mean, those are basically the same thing essentially, but those are the QR codes. You can get access to our special manga series. You also get access to our first edition capsule. So go ahead and try to scan them, and don't be late to join our campaign.
Thanks,
Cool.
Tops. I like the energy. So what I'll do, I'll just bring this all up here. If we have anything to add, go through the questions one last time. I think we got them all, and I do apologize. Right now, we can't take questions on YouTube. So what I will say, if you have questions we want to talk to, just go to our Discord and leave the questions there. We have the team, so we'll answer it there. But I do want to see if we have anything in the chat. Anything relevant? There's a few here, but okay, no, I don't see anything on the chat that we need to address. What I will say is thanks, Tatsu, for presenting that. I guess what I will leave at the call, main thing is dApp staking V3. It's happening today, so visit the portal, get involved. That way, I mean, you can get bonus rewards, but also it's like supporting our builders and continuing like a long-term tradition we've had for like 2 years with dApp staking. Register for the first edition capsules. This will make sure that you're like the first to try out Astar zkEVM in a really fun way. So that I'm just leaving the QR code here. And get ready for Astar zkEVM launch. That's happening this quarter, so it's exciting. Anything you need to add, Maarten, or to close the space?
I have nothing really to add. As you can see behind me, the sun is shining. It began to shine just during this presentation. It has been cold and cloudy for the whole day, and during this presentation, it became sunny. So this must be a sign that we are listened and that people are having good faith in what we are doing. So thanks everybody for joining this call, and thanks everybody for supporting us. It's been a very exciting journey for what we are going to. Where we are going into. We couldn't have done this without your support and without your participation in everything that we have been doing. So please follow us. Make sure you be part of this exciting journey. We will do our best to make it happen for you guys as well, and to make it very exciting, and that we do not just leave it here with words, but really do it with actions. So we will provide you with all the actions that we want to do in the next couple of months. So thank you for joining, and enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.